Good morning. Okay, I'm very happy to be here with you, and I have some slides. A moment. Awesome. Okay, so before we get started, I would like to know more about the persons in the room. So, if you have a small child or you're looking at giving birth to more children, can I see your hand up? Okay. All right. Okay. If you have a child that is maybe from 17 years up, can I see your hand up? Woo, that's good. All right. Then, if your business or your place of work focuses on women, can I see your hand up? Okay. Thank you. So, if at any point in time you raised your hand to one of the questions I asked, then know that what I'm about to talk about you need to listen to it because there's something in there for you. All right. So, my topic today is breaking the motherhood penalty financial strategies for women leaders. What's motherhood penalty, anyways? We can use all the big grammars to explain it, but in my own way, I said to myself, motherhood penalty means anything that happens to a woman because of motherhood, especially the bad things, of course, especially the bad things. Often and often you hear that, or you may even have experienced a woman start giving birth, and all of a sudden, your career takes gets hit by a bus, right? And or your business, depending on whichever one it is. Um, so all of these things they keep happening, and somehow we have come to accept them as the norm, right? It's like it's normal. Motherhood is here, so bad things are expected to happen, but it doesn't have to be that way. There's an adage that says that when bad things start happening for a very long time, it gets accepted as the norm. So we no longer think of them as bad things. It's like, that's normal. But the fact that it's bad means that if we have the courage, we should confront that and perhaps change that bad to good, right? So, what I'm saying today can be applied to you as an individual if you're a woman, maybe still in your childbearing age. But if you have grown up kids, this is also something to learn because we can coach children, or especially female children, right, to be able to get this knowledge even before they get to the stage of motherhood. And then, if your business focuses on women, think of what I'm going to be saying today and see how perhaps we can collaborate to bring this to the women that you serve, right? All right. So let's get started. What happened to Dr. Linda in 2023? I'll tell you. So, so at the beginning of 2023, let me tell you how my life was at that point. I started a business in 2019. So at the beginning of 2023, this business was already like 4 years plus. I was making a lot of money. I was doing everything I wanted to do. I even sponsored a movie, actually two, right? So like I had money to do everything I wanted to do, right? Everything was going fine. And I was also investing some of my money, but I didn't really take it so seriously. I was trying all kinds of investments anyway. One of those investments was stock investing. However, I've also been learning a lot about stock investing, especially about Warren Buffett, who happened to be one of the greatest investors of our time. So sometime in early 2023, I decided to go to Omaha. Omaha is Warren Buffett's hometown. So I was going to attend this stock investing conference and all of that. Anyway, day 3, while I was in Omaha, I fell from a staircase and broke my left ankle. Like the 2 bones broken, right? And maybe you heard Dr. Linda, I'm a former dentist, all right? I deal with bones. That's what that means. So the moment I heard those sounds, like, I knew, like, people are like, when you get to the hospital, they will tell you whether your legs are broken. I'm like, no, I know they are broken already. I know they are broken already, So when my leg broke, I was down, taken by ambulance to the hospital, and that was the beginning of all the bad things, right? So I got flown back to Canada, thank God, because the medical bill was going to kill me. I got flown back to Canada and I had to do surgery. So after the surgery, like for me, it was just a sudden life change, right? So for the next 3 months, I was healing, and then another 3 months, I was doing physiotherapy. 6 months went by quickly. I couldn't really focus on my work because I'm an entrepreneur. So, but I was like, okay, I could just rest it out. 6 months, I'll be back on my feet. So, towards the late 2023, I was ready to get back to work. I had my first group meeting with my team, and I was like, we're gonna do this, do that, do that, do that. The next month, I found out I was pregnant. Woo! Motherhood just hit me, right? And for me, it's like, okay, we're gonna push it through. But at the end of the day, first trimester was so bad. I didn't know I needed to drink lots of water, right? So I was always tired and everything. I was having mom's brain in the sense that like I can read words, but I can't understand them, right? So many things happening, and I was like, okay, we're going to go through the first trimester, and then we get it all from there. So at month 3, my doctor called me and said, hey, you're at risk for preeclampsia. When I broke my leg, I had also discovered that I had blood pressure during the surgery. That was how I found out. So they were like, preeclampsia. So that one I was also afraid, right? I was afraid and all of that. So from there, 5th month, I discovered I was diagnosed with shortened cervix. So I was at risk of giving birth to a premature child. Why am I telling you all this story? There was no way I could concentrate on work throughout when all this drama is happening in my life, right? So for this reason, I wasn't really working, and my business took a hit. My income dried up because my income fund me, right? I'm an employee of my company, so all that funds just dried up. At the time, I was hospitalized at McMaster, so things were really tough. But when all this happened, I was really amazed at how motherhood can come, right, and just hit your career or your business like a boss, and then all of a sudden you're just looking. It's like you are thriving, and now you are struggling. Okay, what are the conventional solutions to motherhood-related income interruption? So what I experienced is motherhood-related income interruption, right? So maternity leave pay. But when we say maternity leave pay, is that a good thing or a bad thing? Good thing or bad thing? Good, right? Like good. But what we don't realize is that most, like in Canada, which is a very good place when it comes to maternity leave pay, women are getting 55% of their salary, maximum. A maximum of 65,000. So if you earn 100,000, it's not going to be 55% of your salary. It's 55% of $65,000. That's maximum you get. So maternity leave pay, which sounds like a good thing, is a nice way to say an awful thing, that a woman gives birth and then her salary drops by half. That is if you qualify, right? So maternity leave pay looks like a solution, but it's not really an ideal solution. Then what do people do? What they do is that you start hoping on savings, but savings quickly run out, right? Savings quickly run out, and if your interruption is extended, then your savings may not even be able to carry you through. Then some people say, okay, let's do real estate investment or things like that, but these are things that require time. At that point in your life, that's not when you need to be doing a lot of activity. All right. So that's how I came across the unconventional solution, which is invest in stock. Because when all these things were happening in my life and business dropped and work income dropped, I noticed that my stock investments continued to grow, even when I was in the hospital bed. This is why I decided that I'm going to share this with women, especially if you are doing investing. I always say, Caution, don't just hear stock investing and you run into it, you can easily lose money. If you are doing investing the right way, irrespective of what is happening in your life as a woman, your investment can continue to grow, and that can become the lifeline that you can use to bounce back after all that motherhood drama goes away or continues, right? So I've written some books, we have some resources, and you can get soft copy of those books at our website, www.investonomy.com. Thank you.